What is up, guys? This is Nightmare, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all how I play all of my multiple characters. Now, when I do this, I have right now currently 7 different characters that I'm leveling 3 more. However, I am able to play each character uh, at will, freely. I can go from Stamina Dragonite to Magicka Nightblade to Stamplar to Magicka Sorcerer, anything. I can do this at will. Um, Now I know most people focus on one character and they play that one character and nothing else. And some people may have multiple characters, but they will play one for a very long time, let's say a month or 2 or 3, and then they pick up a new character and start playing that one for a little bit. However, myself, like I said, I can play each one of my characters at a very high skill level, pretty much every single one of them in a single day. So this is pretty much what I'm gonna show you guys how I do this. Now I'm gonna start off with my stamina builds because they're the easiest for me to explain because that's what I'm the most used to. So starting off, my stamina builds I play are almost like 99% of the time going to be medium armor setup. So that's what I'm used to. So um that's what I would recommend doing. Uh, if you're gonna play multiple characters, try to play them all the same. So I'm used to medium armor, so I make all my stamina builds medium. So I also usually do two-hander and a bow builds. Also, that's just what I'm used to. Trying to keep everything the same. That's what your goal is when you have all these different characters and you want to play all of them. You try to keep everything as similar as possible, but still make it unique in a way that uh, lets you have fun with these characters, so they're not all just the same exact thing. So, starting off on my 2H bar, again, this is going to be talking with all 4 stamina builds, 5 if you include the Warden. So, my first ability, and this is going to be on the same position on my bar, is going to be Crit Rush. So, for Stamina Warden, Dragonite, Stamplar, Sorcerer, Crit Rush is going to be on this position. I put it on X. If you're on Xbox, it's going to be whatever button that is. I haven't played Xbox in a while, so I don't know. And then PC would be your 1 key or whatever. The trick is to put the same abilities on the same key or button, so then you're not fidgeting around with whenever you switch characters. You're used to having a gap closer on one spot, and then you switch characters, and now it's on a different spot. So you want to have this ability on the same position. Now on Stamina Nightblade, since we have Ambush, we're using Ambush there, but the same thing applies. We have Crit Rush, or Gap Closer. So Stamina DK is going to have my Crit Rush. Stamina Nightblade is going to have Ambush. So you'll see that across my characters, and I'm going to be switching between these, all my characters to show you this. Alright, so next off, in my second ability slot, this is going to be our main spammable / hard CC if our class allows that. So, DK, Stamplar, Warden, and Sorcerer, again, are going to have Dizzying Swing. So this is going to act as our hard CC and our spammable main DPS. For Nightblade, that'll be Surprise Attack, which again, I'll show that soon. So my third ability is going to be a class unique ability. This is what's going to allow me to have some variety in my build and different playstyle. So actually, sorry, I'll show the Stamplar. I said Stamplar has Dizzying Swing. My Stamplar doesn't have Dizzying Swing, but for this spot is going to be your main spammable / hard CC for my Stamplar. That's going to be my hard CC spot, so I have Javelin there, and then my class-specific ability is going to be on my circle, which is going to be jabs, which I should show now. But like I said, this will be a class-specific ability, so Dragonite has Venomous Claw. This is going to be a dot. Okay, guys, so this is on my Stamplar. As you can see, again, Crit Rush is on my square button. Same position, same spot on my controller or on your keyboard, whatever. And then here I have, on my second position, I have Binding Javelin. This is my hard CC, like I said. Um, my Dragonite had my main spammable and hard CC comboed into one ability. Um, However, I wanted my hard CC on the same spot, so there's my Binding Javelin acting like uh, a dizzying swing, kind of. It's a hard CC. And then here's my class-specific ability, which is my spammable. This is where my Biting Jabs goes. Okay, guys, and now we are on my Stamina Nightblade. Like I said, our Crit Rush is now being replaced by Ambush as our Gap Closer. So our Gap Closer is still in the same position. And this time we have Surprise Attack replacing Wrecking Blow or a Hard CC. So this is now being our main spammable on our triangle. And then our class specific ability for uniqueness is going to be on our circle, which is our hard CC. So hard CC got moved over to this spot since surprise attack isn't our hard CC. Since my stamina sorcerer isn't set up for PvP right now, I can't really show it to you, but crit rush, wrecking blow, or dizzying swing would be here, and then streak is on circle bar or a circle button. And then also, as you can see between all these characters, I had my execute and my rally in the same buttons also. And then for ultimates, my Dragonite had a leap. This has incapacitating strike. Stamplar has crescent sweep, and then sorcerer would have Dawnbreaker of smiting. But pretty much for your 2H bar is your main damaging bar, whatever is going to be where your damaging ultimate is. And then to show for like a 2H setup for a Warden, this would be Crit Rush. This would be Dizzying Swing. Here, you could put for your class specific ability would be Subterranean Assault, Execute, Rally, and then Bear or Dawnbreaker Smiting. So that pretty much like covers the 2H bar for stamina builds. Is like the goal here for playing different characters is trying to make your bars similar as possible. Putting your gap closer in the same place, putting your main spammable DPS in the same place, having a class specific ability in the same place, your execute rally also in the same place. You don't want to move these abilities around. So it's like you're playing the same character, but you're not. Alright, so for going to the bow bar, again, I'm going to be going in between each character to showing this to you guys. Since I play bow, I put poison injection. This will be for my stamina Nightblade, my stamina Dragonite, my stamina sorcerer with the bow, and the stamina warden if you choose to go that way. For my Stamplar, instead of putting poison injection there, I put power of the light. Same thing though. You're opening on your target with this ability. So you're on your bow bar before you jump your target. You hit them with a poison injection. Same thing with Stamplar. You want to hit them or put power of the light on them before you engage. Okay, and then across all my characters, shuffle is on the same button. This is a very important ability, and I use it in all my builds no matter what. So this should be in the same position. Again, just to help your muscle memory, pretty much. And then here, again, class-specific ability. So same kind of idea. Class-specific ability is on both bars across all characters. So for Stamina Nightblade, we have Relentless Focus, and then I will show you guys my other characters right now. Okay guys, so back on the Stamina Dragonite, as you can see, Poison Injection is in the same spot along with Shuffle, and then we have our class specific ability for uniqueness. This is going to be, again, another buff. Volatile Armor is here for my resistance and whatever. Stamina Nightblade had Merciless Resolve for stam recovery and damage. Next, I'm going to show the Stamplar, and for my fourth ability, though, because this is going to relate to the Stamplar, I have Igneous Shield here. Now, Igneous Shield is being used for major mending, and as you can see for Stamplar, it's going to be minor mending. So let me show that to you guys real quick. Okay guys, so now on the Stamplar, like I said, Poison Injection is being replaced by Power of the Light as our opener for Into Combat. Shuffle again in the same place. For our class-specific ability, we're running Repentance. This is giving me regen and then being able to repent bodies. And then, like I said, when I was showing my Stamina DK, Igneous Shield is being replaced by Ritual Retribution. Same idea here. We're getting Minor Mending to buff our healing. And then Rally is on the same place as my DK. Now, the reason on my Stamina Nightblade, as you can see, I actually put Vigor on this position here on my 4th slot, and then Cloak on the 5th slot. Reason for this is, personally, I'm used to having Cloak on the right spot, or on the 5th spot. That's first off. Second off is when I play these characters, first thing I'll do when I need healing before I press Vigor is I'll press my 4th key, Ritual Retribution or Igneous Shields. That's so I can get the buff to healing. So I press this first, and then I'll hit Vigor. With my Nightblade, I'll still hit this key first, and instead of getting the buff, I'll just get straight to the healing, the Vigor. And then for Stamina Sorcerer, Poison Injection would be here, Shuffle here, Dark Deal here for your Stamina return, Vigor on 5th position, and then your 3rd position, I can't remember what I usually put here, but pretty much whatever you would like, really. I can't really think of it, what I run on my Stamina Sorcerer at the moment. But for Ultimate on Bowbar, usually along the lines of something that's going to buff your stats. So, as you can see on the Stamina DK, I had Werewolf, same as the Stamplar, that's giving me Stam Regen. I was struggling with Stam Regen on this on my Stam DK with the build I had, and then my Stamplar also has really low regen just because it's a Stamplar. So extra regen for Werewolf is really good. And then on the Nightblade, I had Flawless Dawnbreaker to get extra weapon damage on the bow. So that pretty much covers the idea for how I set up all my stamina builds and how I'm able to switch between them freely and effectively and still play at a high skill level. Next, I'm going to try to explain how I set up my Magicka builds. Right now, I only have 2 that are in good conditions, so I'll kind of show those off the best I can. Okay guys, so this is my Magicka Sorcerer, and I'm going to be comparing this to my Stamina builds along with my Magicka Nightblade. Okay, so first off, starting on the 2nd position, or 2nd key, triangle button, whatever you want to call it, this is, again, my main spammable. Just like my Stamina builds and my Magicka Nightblade, I always put my main spammable ability on the same bar. Next off, so skipping over to 4th key, or 4th button, L1, again, whatever you want to call it. Our execute ability is on here. Stamina builds, we had Reverse Slice. For Magicka Sorcerer, this is going to be our Endless Fury. Again, it's an execute, keeping your execute on the same button. And now for my ward, I put the ward on the same button as my rally. Rally is a burst heal along with a buff. So it's kind of like an emergency. You get low on health, you need to get your burst heal. Same thing with Hardened Ward. It's your burst defensive ability. It's a huge ward, pretty much. So that's the idea with that. For these 2 abilities, it's just whatever I had, whatever I was comfortable with. So this could be considered your quote-unquote class-specific ability. Haunting Curse is very unique to your sorcerer. And then your Crystal Frag is just your proc, so I put that in 1st position just because it's easiest for me to get to. Kind of acting like a gap closer, but not really. It's just your huge burst, how you're going to be finishing off targets. Again, our damaging ultimate is on this bar. So switching over to the the rest of staff bar, you'll see on my Magicka Nightblade I have Healing Ward on the same position. Daedric Minefield is a ground-based AoE type ability. So I believe I have that on this. Yes, I do. I have Refreshing Path here for my stamina or my Magicka Nightblade. So your ground-based AoEs are in the same position as my Magicka Nightblade and my Magicka Sorcerer. Now I have Streak here for mobility. I have Dark Deal here for sustain. I have Siphoning or Leeching Strikes here for sustain on Magicka Nightblade, which again I'll be showing this in a few minutes. And then my buff here. And I have the same ultimate on both bars. But let me go ahead and show you guys my Magicka Nightblade real quick. Okay guys, so this is on my Magicka Nightblade. Same thing is going to be applied here. Again, our main spammable ability is on the same position. Moving on to my third position, this is Mass Hysteria. If you remember from my Stamina Nightblade, Mass Hysteria is on the same spot. L1, fourth position, is our execute. Now, Merciless Resolve technically isn't an execute, but I'm using it as one. It's huge burst, and it's what is giving us our kill potential and how we finish off targets. And then I had a flex spot ability here, so uniqueness, whatever. This isn't really giving me heals or anything, but how Magicka Nightblade is played, for at least for my playstyle, Funnel Health is giving me the heals. Now, for Crippling Grasp, why did I put this on this button? Well, pretty much everything else was taken up, but it lined up pretty nicely with everything else, and it's why it feels so comfortable to me. First off, it's giving us major expedition and rooting enemies, so it's allowing us to get close to our enemies when we have to. Like I said, it's a gap closer. Now, technically, it's not really a gap closer, but it's replacing that feature. Also, it's a dot, and if you remember from my stamina builds on the bow bar, our poison injection was on the first position back bar. Now this is also a dot, it's on front bar, but same thing applies. So yeah, again, damaging ultimate on front bar. Again, Magicka Sorcerer, like I said, Healing Ward is on this position. Refreshing Path, our ground-based AoE. So Minefield, this isn't really a minefield, but it's a ground-based AoE. Entropy is here for our buff, so we move that. The reason why I did that is because, like I said, I'm used to having Cloak on my far right button, or 5th position. And then Leeching Strikes, like on my Magicka Sorcerer, I had Dark Deal for sustain. This is, or my Stamina Sustain. Leeching Strikes is for Stamina Sustain, so same thing applies there. And then I'm running Lights Champion for a defensive ultimate on my Magicka Nightblade. So that's pretty much going to wrap up how I play across all my characters freely, effectively, and at a high skill level. It's all just really about placing your abilities in ways that allows you to comfortably be able to switch between characters. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want any more builds or guides, make sure you subscribe to my channel. There's tons of builds on there, and I'm always updating them and releasing new builds. And I will see you guys next time.